Have you ever wondered how someone can do everything right with their money and still make a multi-million rand mistake? Because in today's money audit, we're looking at a 34-year-old engineer who is earning well, debt-free, and consistently investing 15,000 rand per month, but one mistake in his portfolio could cost him well over 3 million rand. And the scary part, most DIY investors are making the exact same mistake without even realizing it. So I'm going to show you the mistake he's making in his investments, how to fix it using a simple framework that I used to help hundreds of Safas build their own successful investment plans, and how to turn a random portfolio into a winning goal-based investment plan. Ready? Let's get right into it. So in today's money audit, we are looking at Reesh, a 34-year-old civil engineer from Durban who is currently earning 85,000 rand per month before tax and 60,000 rand after tax. He's married, has a 1-year-old son, and has a money personality of that of an investor, which means he spends a lot of time reading books, watching videos, and listening to podcasts on how to better manage his money. He has a proper conscious spending plan in place, no debt, a fully funded emergency fund, and is investing his money consistently, but his entire investment portfolio feels random and he has no idea if he's actually on track. Despite spending hundreds of hours consuming financial content online, he still doesn't know exactly how much to invest for each goal. He picks random funds with no clear strategy, and he doesn't yet fully understand how to match investments to time horizons and his high risk tolerance. If we look at Reesh's monthly budget, he is currently spending 14,000 rand on rent, 3,000 rand on utilities and internet, 5,000 on food, 2,500 on transport, 4,500 on medical aid and gap cover, 3,000 on short and long-term insurance, 1,200 on cell phone and banking, and 2,300 rand on personal care. This brings his total needs to 35,500 rand, or 59% of his net income. In addition to this, he also spends 3,500 on dining out and social, 1,500 rand on hobbies and fitness, 800 on subscriptions, 2,500 on clothing, and 1,200 rand on household expenses. This brings his total wants to 9,500 rand per month, or 16% of his net income. This means Reesh has a healthy, positive cash flow of 15,000 rand, or 25% of his net income that he can save and invest every single month. Now, Reesh's biggest financial risks as a young professional and main breadwinner of the family are adequately covered by medical aid, gap cover, income protection, life cover, critical illness cover, car insurance, and household contents insurance. And he recently revised his will and estate plan to make sure his wife and son will be properly taken care of should he pass away. So all of his estate planning needs are checked. Reesh has built up a solid financial foundation. He has a fully funded emergency fund of 270,000 rand in his bank savings account, covering 6 months of expenses. He's accumulated 150,000 rand in his tax-free savings account, invested equally in the Nasdaq 100, S&P 500, and MECI World ETFs, which he is consistently maxing out at 46,000 rand per year. He has 500,000 rand in his retirement annuity, invested in an actively managed balance fund, to which he is contributing 5,000 rand per month, and he also has 50,000 rand in a normal discretionary investment, chilling in a money market fund, which he is using to save for both his overseas trip and his son's tertiary education. Reesh is contributing the remaining 6,000 rand per month towards these two goals. He has a paid off car of 250,000 rand and no other debt. So as you can see, Reesh is in a very strong financial position. He is clearly living below his means, avoids bad debt, and is investing his money consistently every single month. He has already done the hard part, but he is still stuck on how to best optimize this extra 15,000 rand per month into a clear, goal-based investment plan that he fully understands and that he can comfortably follow. Up until now, he's just been picking random funds for each investment based on what the finance bros on Twitter and TikTok recommended, and feels uncertain if he is actually following the best strategies for each one of his goals. Right, so let's see what blind spots Reesh has and how we can fix them. Before investing any money, you always have to take a few steps back and decide what it is that you are trying to achieve, meaning you need to set proper financial goals. Reesh has 3 main financial goals. Firstly, he wants to retire at the age of 65 and maintain his current standard of living by spending 40,000 Rand per month. Secondly, he wants to go on a trip to the United States in 5 years' time, which will cost him around 200,000 Rand in today's money. And thirdly, he wants to provide for his son's tertiary education, which he estimates will cost 400,000 Rand in today's term by the time his son turns 18. So next, we need to calculate how much Reesh needs to invest per month to reach each one of these goals. The most important goal for every investor is to always prioritize retirement. And by using the retirement calculator in my Money Marx investing course, Reesh added the 45,000 Rand per month that he wishes to spend in retirement, the 650,000 Rand he already has saved up for retirement, consisting of the 150,000 Rand in his TFSA and the 500,000 Rand in his RA, and the number of years to retirement, which for him will be 31 years until he reaches the age of 65. The tool then calculates his current retirement number of 13.5 million Rand in today's money using the 4% rule, and the future retirement number of 61.3 million Rand by the time he retires. And by assuming an average investment return of 10% per year, inflation of 5%, and a yearly increase in contributions of 5%, Reesh calculated that he needs to invest 11,800 Rand per month towards his retirement goal. The second goal on his priority list is the family trip to the United States, and by using the savings calculator in my Money Marx investing course, he added the cost of the trip today of 200,000 Rand, the 50,000 Rand he currently has saved up in his discretionary investment, and the 5 years until the trip will happen, and the tool then automatically calculated that Reesh will need to save 2,250 Rand per month towards this goal. The third goal on Reesh's priority list is his son's tertiary education, for which he entered the cost of the degree today of 400,000 Rand, the 17 years until his 1-year-old son turns 18, and because the 50,000 Rand is already earmarked for the family trip, he will not have anything saved up for this goal yet. Now, because of eduflation, which is the increased cost of tertiary education, he adjusted the cost of the goal by 8% every year instead of the standard inflation of 5%, where the tool then calculated that he will need to save 1,700 Rand per month towards this goal. So if we tally all of these up, Reesh will need to save and invest 15,750 Rand per month, which is slightly higher than the 15,000 Rand he has available, but after relooking his budget, he decided to cut 250 Rand from clothing and 500 Rand from dining out, as these three goals are much more important to him than the short-lived pleasures that comes from clothes and takeouts. Alright, so the next step is to choose the right investment vehicle and fund for each goal. His retirement savings are currently split between a tax-free savings account and a retirement annuity, which is excellent as he's making the best use of the tax-efficient vehicles that are available to him. He can therefore split the 11,800 Rand monthly contribution needed for his retirement goal into 3,833 per month that goes into his TFSA, and the other 7,967 Rand per month that goes into his RA. But the way Reesh is currently investing in his TFSA and RA raises some red flags, as he fell victim to two classic beginner investor mistakes. The first one is diversification within his TFSA. Because he spends so much time consuming financial content, he followed the advice of TikTok finance bros, where the one said buy the Nasdaq 100, the other said buy the S&P 500, and the third said buy the MSCI World. Now, not really understanding what diversification really means, he just bought all three in equal portions because 3 ETFs are more diversified than one, right? Wrong. Diversification does not apply on how many ETFs or index funds you have in your investment portfolio. It applies to what you are actually invested in and what you are exposed to within each ETF. The Nasdaq 100 index tracks the top 100 large cap tech companies in the US, so it is 100% exposed to the US market. The S&P 500 index tracks the top 500 large cap companies in the US, so it is also 100% exposed to the US market. The MSCI World Index tracks around 1,300 large and mid cap companies in the developed market, and because the US makes up such a large portion of the world's investable market, this index in itself already has 70% exposure to the US market. So by investing into all three of these ETFs in equal portions, almost 90% of Reesh's TFSA is now exposed to the US market, which is a massive over-concentration risk to one region of the world, and the exact opposite of what diversification is all about. Reesh can therefore simplify his TFSA by investing everything into a single, well-diversified global index ETF, like the MSCI World, as it alone will give him enough exposure to the biggest and greatest companies all over the globe. This ETF consists of 100% global equities, which is considered high risk, but because Reesh's retirement goal is more than 10 years away, and the fact that he has a high risk tolerance, this should not really be an issue for him. The second mistake Reesh made is investing in a poor performing, expensive, actively managed fund within his retirement annuity. His current fund has a total investment charge of 2.16% and a performance of 9.05% after fees over the past 10 years. Now this doesn't sound too bad, but when compared to a low-cost, passive, balanced index fund with a total investment charge of only 0.6% and a performance of 11.13% after fees over the same 10-year period, we can see that Reesh is leaving a lot of money on the table. Not only is Reesh paying 2.5 times more for an actively managed fund, it also underperformed the passive fund by 2.08% over the past 10 years. And to truly understand what big difference this makes over the long term, we can use the compound calculator in the Money Marx investing course, where we add the 500,000 Rand he currently has in his RA, the 7,967 Rand he will invest per month, and the 10-year investment returns for both funds over the next 31 years to retirement. These returns are reported after investment management fees, so if we add another 0.5% in admin fees for the investment platform and use 5% as the inflation rate, we can see that his RA will grow to 21.6 million Rand in his current actively managed fund when he turns 65, and a whopping 36.3 million Rand if he switches to a low-cost passive fund. That is a difference of 40%, or 14.7 million Rand in future money and 3.2 million Rand in today's money. And this does not even take into account if he were to increase his RA contribution in the future. So in other words, Reesh could be making a 3.2 million Rand mistake just by investing in an expensive fund that has underperformed the market. Imagine what big difference that could make to the quality of retirement he can one day enjoy. According to the most recent SPIVA scorecards, about 94% of actively managed funds globally failed to beat their benchmarks over the past 5 years. So Reesh will be much better off switching his RA to a low-cost passive balanced index fund that is Regulation 28 compliant. So then for his travel goal, he can continue using the taxable discretionary investment vehicle, as flexibility is most important here. But seeing that the goal is still 5 years out, he can consider switching the money to a low equity balanced index funds that will give him a better expected return than just a money market fund. And then finally, for his son's tertiary education fund, he can consider opening an endowment in his own name, as he is in the 41% marginal tax bracket and will therefore benefit from the tax cap growth within the endowment. Given that the goal is still 17 years away, he can invest in a 100% equity index fund or ETF, as time is on his side, and he can wait out the short-term market swings. Alright, so what can we all learn from Reesh's situation? It's not his income, it's not his spending, it's not his discipline. He's already done 90% of what most people struggle with. The real problem is that he doesn't have a clear, structured investment plan. And this is something that I see all the time. Not just with beginners who are just starting out and trying to figure things out, but even with seasoned DIY investors who have built up multi-million Rand investment portfolios. They are saving consistently. They are investing regularly. But behind the scenes, their portfolio is scattered and just a collection of random decisions. A fund they saw someone mentioning on Twitter, an ETF a friend recommended, a product their bank suggested, or a crappy investment that they were sold on. And there's no clear link between their goals, timelines, contributions, and investment strategy. And that is where things can quietly go wrong. Because if you don't have clarity, you second guess your decisions. You overcomplicate things, and you leave a lot of money on the table without even realizing it. What Reesh needed wasn't more information. He needed a simple framework to turn his goals into exact numbers, know exactly how much to invest each month, choose the right vehicles and funds, and bring everything together into a clear, easy to follow plan. And if you are sitting there thinking, surely there must be a better way to do this, then you're right. There is. That is exactly why I created my flagship Money Marx investing course for South Africans. Inside the course, I take everything I've learned from 5 years of DIY investing, postgraduate level financial planning knowledge, and working with real clients every single day, and I broke it down into a step-by-step system that helps you go from feeling confused, overwhelmed, and unsure to having a clear, confident investment plan that fits onto one single page. You'll get access to the exact calculators I used in this video, workbooks, summaries, and practical tools, and a structured process that you can actually understand and follow. Enrollment is currently closed, and I only open it up a few times a year with limited spots available. So if you want to be the first to know when the next cohort opens, make sure to click the link below and join the waitlist. I hope to see you on the inside. Lekker!